Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation? For me, what it feels like the most pertinent thing that I can do is create a higher level of quality content for you. And so that will be the game plan moving forward. So we'll continue to do guest interviews because I think that's really important. You will see me integrate myself into those interviews more. To be straight up with you, and I've told a lot of the people, especially recently who have been on the show, I've told them we've recorded 500 plus episodes of this. I've interviewed hundreds of people. We've said a lot of things that can be said. And so I want to pivot into giving the space for more storytelling, maybe not doing so practical of a podcast like A plus B equals C, but more let's talk about the emotions and the feelings and the things that come up with that. And then I think the other element of it is to integrate myself into the show more because it is my show and I have a lot of things that I can bring to the table that we haven't even discussed. So you'll see that in guest interviews, but also in the solo episodes that I do moving forward. I'm going to share some stories with you I've never shared on this show before. I'm going to share really how I've overcome some dark shit. I'm also going to share some really dark things because I think it's important. And as the host of the show and someone who has gone down the path that you are on, or you are starting, or you've been down, I think it's really important to share what I understand to be the frameworks for change based on the experiences that I've had. Something that I haven't done at scale for two reasons. One, I felt, especially at the beginning of this show, that I really wanted to highlight my guests, which I still want to do. That's very important to me. But two, there's something in my heart that I feel about the approach of practicality in an analytical sense that we've said everything that can be said. This, like, I really do. If you really started at the beginning of Think Unbroken podcast going back almost 5 years ago, and you listened to all the episodes, everything you could ever imagine about healing trauma is there. It's all there. And so now as we pivot, it's like I want to get into the more storytelling mode, share more of myself, my journey. And look, and I accept the reality of doing so. There's going to be people who stop listening, and there's going to be people who are like, you talk too much or you tell too many stories or whatever. But in my heart, that's what I believe is right. To not only, I want to connect with you guys all more. Like, I think that's really probably at foundation, the most important aspect of this to me. I want to connect with you more in a human way, less so in a coach way, and less so in a mentor way, and more so as a, here I am, this is the shit I've been through, this is how I think about life. Is there practicality in that? Sure, I'll talk to you about how I work through certain things, but like ultimately, I want to have a really humanized connection and conversation with you. That feels important. So that's the framework. What I think and believe is in the best intention of the show for you, for me, for Think Unbroken as we go forward into 2022. And to be honest with you, I'm very excited. I'm very excited because there are some guests who are coming to this show who will absolutely blow you away. There's a couple of people, I won't say their names because I want you to know when it happens. There are a couple of people who are coming on this show who literally never do podcasts. They maybe do 3 or 4 a year. And to get them on the show has been a hurdle to say the least, but the quality of people that I'm having on is massively important moving forward.